All right, good morning, class. Today's Thursday, April 15th, and we're starting in our books on page 437, Volume 2, Go Math Book, page 437. We are still on word problems, but today we're focusing on subtraction strategies. So we have number lines and strip diagrams that we're going to use today. Alright, so let's look at the first problem at the top, and we're going to see how we use a number line. Kelsey, you want to go ahead and read?
A sunflower can grow to be very tall. Dylan is 39 inches tall. She watered a sunflower that grew to be 62 inches tall. How many inches shorter was Dylan than the sunflower?
Okay, shorter. How many inches shorter? I want you guys to circle that word. Okay, when you hear ER words like taller, shorter, how much fewer, how much greater, you are going to use those ER words as a keyword for subtraction. Okay? ER words in the question, like how much shorter, mean to subtract. Okay? So Dylan has a sunflower that's 39 inches tall. She watered the sunflower and it grew to be 62 inches tall. How many inches shorter was Dylan than the sunflower? So Dylan's 39 inches. Sorry, I said Dylan's sunflower. Okay, so to find how many inches shorter, we're going to subtract the two numbers. So if I'm subtracting using a number line, what do I do? Kelsey?
Go back.
You go back. So that means the bigger number has to be over here at the end, okay? And then you could also start with 39 down here and count up to 62. Or you could start from 62 and count back, okay? And to do it backwards, you would have to count back 39 because that's what you're taking away. To do it this way, we put both numbers on the number line. 62 would be at the end because it's bigger. 39 is going to be at the beginning because it's the smaller number. And now we're going to count forward from 39 to 62 and see how much it equals. Okay? So if I'm at 39 and I jump 10 plus 10, that now gives me 49. I jump another 10, I'm now at 59. Since 59 is really close to 62, now we're only counting by one, so that would be 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay? Now I'm going to add up the jumps. So 10 plus 10 plus 3 would equal what?
It would go to 62.
23. Okay, so that gives us our answer. 62 minus 39 equals 23. Okay, another way is to actually take away the jumps. I'm taking away 39, so I'm going to start at 62 and count backwards 39. So here's a jump of 10. What's 62 minus 10? 52. So you've got to be able to take away in your head. Can we do that in our head? Subtract 10s? So 62 minus 10 would be 52. Can I do another 10? Yes. So 10 minus 50, or 52 minus 10 would be 42. And then I'm going to do another 10 to equal 32. So now these three 10s equal 30, right? But I need to go to 39. So they went ahead and showed us, okay, if we're at 32, I'm going to go ahead and just jump 2 because that gives me a nice even number. It gives me what? 30. Okay? So out of that 9 that we had left, there's only 7 more to go. Okay? So now what is 30 minus 7?
23.
23. Well, the answer is given to you. Okay? So now that's where we landed. That's what your answer is. You started at 62. You took away 39 with all these jumps, and you landed at 23. Okay? So definitely not a strategy that I would recommend using, but why do we go over these? To practice. You've got to know what they look like. You've got to know that subtraction usually goes backwards, and addition usually goes forwards. Okay? So let's try one more. Draw jumps and label the number line to show your thinking. Then complete the equation for 74 minus 38. Okay? So we can do it 2 ways. We can put the 2 numbers on the number line and jump forward, or we can put the greatest number on the number line and jump backwards. Which one do we want to do?
Add.
Forward or backwards?
Subtract.
Forward or backwards?
Forward. Backward.
Backwards? Okay, so that means what would be down here on the number line at the end? 74. Good. We don't know what we're going to end at, but we know we're going to jump 38. So how could I break up 38? 10, 20, 30, so 3 10s. So I'm just going to make a note. I need to jump 3 10s. And then what does that leave? 1 jump of 8. Okay, so I can do 8, or I can break up that 8, but we'll see when we get there, okay? So let's go ahead and do our 10s. So there's 74 minus 10 would give me what?
74 minus 10
64. And this is just good practice for mental math. We should be able to do this in our head. Okay, 64 minus 10.
54.
Good. Okay, we still have one more 10 to go. So 54 minus another 10.
44.
44. Okay, now I need to decide, I'm going to go ahead and cross this off, how I'm going to do the 8. Do I want to break it up since I'm at 44?
Yes, break it up.
Could I do it in a 4, 2 4s?
Yes.
Okay, so if I take away 4, what does that land at?
40.
40, good. So now how much is left to jump? Another 4, good. So I'm going to jump 4 again. So what's 40 minus 4?
40 minus 4. 38.
Nope, not 38.
47.
36. Okay, so 36 is your answer. Okay, so that's just a quick little strategy that, I mean, we wouldn't subtract a problem like this, right? But we need to know how to do it just in case we see it as a problem or an answer choice, okay? So now let's look at strip diagram. We did these yesterday for addition, but today we're going to look at them for subtraction. Who wants to read the problem at the top? Okay, Allie.
Add to more Chris's vegetable farm. There were 348 tomato plants. There are 146 beautiful pepper plants. Then tomato plants. 92 fewer carrot plants than paper plants. How many carrot plants are at the farm?
Okay. We heard a lot of those ER words, didn't we? Fewer. So that is a clue that we need to do what?
Subtract.
Subtract. Good. Okay, so let's circle those words. We know we need to subtract. Okay, step 1, they want us to complete the strip diagram to find the number of pepper plants. Okay, so we're not even going to look at carrots yet. We're just looking at pepper. Okay, so if pepper plants are 136 fewer than tomato plants, then what do I need to do? What numbers do I need to use? Kelsey?
136 and 348.
Good. I need to use the 136 and 348. So the tomato is our total, 348. And we know there's 136 fewer. Okay, so how are we going to find this missing piece? Usually when you have a missing piece, it means to what? Subtract. Okay? 348 minus 136. Y'all can go ahead and subtract that out to the side, making sure you put the bigger number on top. What number goes on top?
The big number.
The bigger number. Some of y'all still make that mistake.
Got it.
Okay, what'd you get?
212.
Good. Step 2. Now we need to find the number of carrot plants. Okay, so now we're using 212 as our total. Okay, so I go back up to the problem and it says there are 92 fewer carrot plants than pepper plants. So that's why we're using 212. 92 fewer than the pepper. So I need to put 92 here to figure out how many are carrot plants. Okay, so what would I do now with this missing piece? Evangeline? Subtract them. So 212 minus 92. Go ahead and subtract and tell me what you get. Okay, what did you get, Kaylee? 120. Let's check. So 2 minus 2 is 0. Can I do 1 minus 9?
No.
No, so I borrow from the 2. 2 becomes a 1. This 1 becomes what?
11.
11. 11 minus 9 is 2. 1 minus nothing is 1. Okay? So there's 120 carrot plants. Okay? So this is what we need to practice today. We need to practice setting up a strip diagram, because if you are able to do this correctly and you see that there's a missing piece, then that should automatically tell you to what?
Subtract.
Subtract. Yesterday we had the missing whole, and that told us to
Subtract.
add. Okay? When you have a missing part, that's going to tell you to subtract. Okay? So let's go ahead and skip to number 2. Page 439. Okay, who wants to read this time? Jalen, want to read? Number 2. Go ahead and read it, Jalen.
On Monday, a large flower shop sold 425 roses. The flower shop sold 123 fewer roses.
Okay. Did we hear any key words in there?
Yes.
What was it, Evangeline? Fewer. Good. So that means what? 123 fewer means you need to do what?
Subtract.
Subtract, okay? But just in case we didn't know that, we're still going to plug it into a strip diagram. On Monday, the flower shop sold 425 roses, so that's your biggest number, your total. And then the next day, they sold, or on Friday, they sold 123 fewer. So now we need to know how much that actually equals for Friday. Okay, so go ahead and subtract those two and tell me what you get. Kelsey? Good. 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. Number 3. For numbers 3 through 6, we're going to use this table. And we're going to practice using a strip diagram still. So number 3 says, how many more people attended the museum on Saturday than on Thursday? How many more means what?
To subtract.
Subtract. Okay?
Subtract Thursday and Saturday.
Okay, yes. Now we need to make sure we're using the correct numbers. So here's Saturday and Thursday. So if I'm setting up a whole part or strip diagram for this, what needs to go in the big piece?
The big number.
The big number. So 585. Okay, so if I'm missing this, I need to subtract 585 minus 450 equals what? Evangeline?
135.
Good. 5 minus 0 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. 5 minus 4 is 1.
So 135 days.
135 people. Okay, number 4. How many fewer people attended the museum on Monday than on Friday? What's the key word in there, Javea? Fewer means what? Subtract. This is another reason why I wanted to do this lesson, because y'all need to get used to those key words. We still will read a word problem and not know what some of these words are telling us. This is telling us to subtract, okay? So we need to make sure we use Monday and Friday. So Monday is 306. Friday is 526. Okay, so how would I set this up, Allie, if I'm going to subtract?
You subtract 526 and 300.
Good. The biggest number needs to go on top. They're making this easy on y'all. There's not even any borrowing here. 6 minus 6 is 0. 2 minus 0.
2.
5 minus 3 is
2.
2. Okay, so 220 fewer people. Okay, so we're not really wanting to complicate things by the actual subtraction. We're focusing more on the key words and how to use a strip diagram today. Okay? Number 5 is a multi-step. How many fewer people attended the museum on Tuesday and Wednesday combined than on Thursday and Friday combined? Okay, these are the types of problems that trick us. Okay? How many fewer means what?
Subtract.
We're going to subtract, but is that the only thing we need to do?
No.
No. I heard another key word in there. What is it? Combined.
Add then subtract.
I see combined twice. So first I need to combine what? Evangeline?
Tuesday and Wednesday.
Good. Tuesday and Wednesday are combined. Okay? So let's go ahead and write T plus W. And then make sure we use the correct numbers. Tuesday is
415.
415. Wednesday, 345. So 415 plus 345 is the first step. What'd you get, Bryson?
I subtracted
Okay, we haven't subtracted yet because we have to combine first. Okay, you're going to get messed up if you try to subtract before you've combined. What's the answer, Allie?
760.
Good. 0, carry the 1, 6, 7. Okay, what do I need to do next, Bryson? No, we're not there yet. Because I don't know what to subtract. I don't have another number. What's my other number to subtract? We need to add again, but what do we need to add? I don't want to know the numbers yet. And no, it's not 760. Read that problem again and tell me. Okay, so we need to combine Thursday and Friday next. So Thursday plus Friday, making sure we use the correct numbers. So 450, 526. Okay, add those up. And what'd you get? Good, 976. Okay, we still haven't subtracted yet. So now are we ready to subtract?
Yes.
Yes, and what am I going to subtract? Evangeline?
976 and 760.
Good, these two numbers that we've combined. Does it matter which one goes on top?
No. Yes. Wait, yeah.
Yes, when you subtract it does. So I need to make sure I put 976 minus 760. Again, they're making it easy on you. There's no borrowing. What is it, Javea?
760.
No. 6 minus 0 is 16. Okay, 216. 7 minus 6 is 1. 9 minus 7 is 2. Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
All right, let's flip the page. I want to do number 8 with y'all. Okay, so I'm going to do number 8, showing you guys how to use a strip diagram again one more time. So number 8 says, Kyle's basketball team scores 62 points. Kyle's team members score 51 of the points. Kyle scores the rest of the points. How many points does Kyle score? Okay, so Kyle's basketball team scores a total of 62 points. Okay, that's how many points they scored in all. So that would go in my whole. And then I have two parts, right? I have Kyle's teammates and then Kyle. Do we know how many points Kyle scored?
No.
No, we don't know how many points Kyle scored, so that's what we're trying to figure out. The rest of the team scored how many? 51. Okay? So these two boxes, Kyle's points and the team members' points, are going to add up to 62. So what am I going to do to find this missing piece? Kelsey?
We're going to get 62 and 51 and subtract them.
Very good. Anytime I have a missing part, I need to subtract. So 62 minus 51, 2 minus 1 is 1, 6 minus 5 is 1. Don't make a mistake on your subtraction, because they have that answer if you had accidentally put 2. Okay? Alright, now I've shown you one last time how to do a strip diagram. So on the ones that are left, 7, 9, and 10, I want you guys to work out and use a strip diagram on at least one of them. Okay? We need to practice knowing which number goes where. Okay? I would suggest probably using it on number 10. Okay? That would probably be the easiest one to do it with. Okay? 7, 9, and 10. Okay, so now that you've had some time to go over 7, 9, and 10, or work those out on your own, we're going to go over them together. Let's start with number 7. Number 7, Jan and Dave are having a penny race. Dave will win the race if he finds at least 40 more pennies than Jan. Dave finds 213 pennies. Jan finds 172 pennies. Which is a true statement about Jan and Dave's penny race? Okay? Jan wins because she finds 41 more pennies than Dave. Well, let's go ahead and see if that's true. Jan finds 172. Dave finds 213. Is it possible for her to have 41 more if her number is less than Dave's? No. Okay. Jan wins because Dave finds 31 more pennies than she does. Would Jan win if she found less than Dave?
No.
No, that's
more.
So we can't say Jan would win because Dave finds 31 more pennies than she does. Okay? If he found 31 less pennies than her, that would be correct, right?
Yes.
Okay? Dave wins because he finds more pennies than Jan. Dave wins because he finds 41 more pennies than Jan. Okay, well it said Dave will win the race if he finds at least 40 more pennies than Jan. So I need to figure out what's 40 more than Jan. So 172 plus 40. 7 plus 4 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, so that's 40 more. He found 213. So what does that mean?
Dave has more than Jen.
He won by how many?
41.
41. So Dave wins because he finds 41 more pennies than Jan. He didn't just need to have more than her. He needed to have at least 40 more. And he did. He had 41 more. Okay? Another way you could have done it is 213 minus 41 and see if that comes up to be right. Anybody do it that way?
No.
Okay. Okay, skip down to number 9. Susie has 86 songs on her digital music player. Xavier has 112 songs on his digital music player. Then he deletes 18 songs. How many more songs does Xavier have than Susie? Okay, we can't just subtract Xavier and Susie yet. There was something you had to do before you subtracted their two numbers. What was the first step? Allie?
To subtract 112 and 18 and it equals 9.
Okay, I'll stop right there. Why is she telling me to subtract 112 and 18? Evangeline?
Because it says how many.
No, because that's a different part of the problem. That's not telling me to subtract these two. That's telling me to subtract Susie and Xavier. But that's not what she told me to do. She's telling me these two numbers, and that's not Susie. But why am I subtracting those two, Kaylee?
Because she deleted them.
She deleted them, or he deleted them, okay? So we've got to take those out. He's got 112. He deletes 18. Okay? So that was the first step. And then still, some of y'all set this up correctly, but we subtracted wrong. Okay? Can I do 2 minus 8, Jalen? 2 minus 8. Is that possible? No, I can't take away if the bottom number is bigger. So I need to borrow from the 1. The 1 becomes 0. 2 becomes 12. Now I can subtract 12 minus 8.
12 minus 8.
Oh, what is it?
4.
4. Okay? 0 minus 1. Ooh, can we do that?
No.
No, so I can borrow again. Becomes 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Okay, so now this number tells me that's how many songs Xavier has. What's my next step, Kelsey?
You're going to get 94 and 86 and subtract those.
Good, because this is Xavier. Now I need to subtract Susie, which is 86. So 94 minus Susie's was 86. 4 minus 6, can I do that?
No.
No. Borrow from the 9. 9 becomes 8. 4 becomes 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So A was the correct answer. A lot of y'all got D, 18. Just make sure you're borrowing correctly. Okay, last one. Number 10, I wanted you guys to set up a strip diagram. So it says there were 87 sunflowers at the flower shop in the morning. There were 56 sunflowers left at the end of the day. How many sunflowers were sold? Okay, do we know the total amount of sunflowers they started with?
87.
Yes. They started with 87 that day, so where would 87 go?
The bottom. To 56.
The top, good. The top, the big piece, the whole. 56 were left. How many were sold? So what am I going to do? Allie.
Subtract it.
Good. Subtract.
87 and 56 and
7 minus 6 is 1. 8 minus 5 is 3. So B was the correct answer. Okay, are we feeling more confident about word problems now?
Yes.
Okay, a lot of y'all are understanding them a little bit better, but we're just still making mistakes on our subtraction. So make sure you're focused on what you're doing and don't make any mistakes when you're subtracting, okay? So page 441, 442 is what we're working on. On the back, I want you guys to do a strip diagram for 7, and 8. Okay, I just want to see y'all setting them up correctly, okay?
Can we lift them out?
6, 7, and 8, I should see what?
Strip
Strip diagram. So go ahead and circle those so you'll remember.
I thought it was part whole.
It's the same thing. Part, whole, strip diagram.
Oh.
Okay. In the book they call it a strip diagram, but we call it a part, whole.
Oh.
Okay.
Because there's 2 parts.